All right, in this lesson, we're still working within what is really the direct light. We're going to take it a step further here. So within the areas of direct light, there are highlights. There are areas that catch more light than others. And you guys can see these little bright spots of light here and there on the nose, and the top of the head, and on his arm, and on his hand. They're called specular highlights, where it's almost like if you think of it as kind of like a mirror, like if the surface of his costume was a mirror and it was that reflective, then you would have your light source coming down from wherever it is. Let's get a brighter color. So our light source is coming down, and it's these areas of the specular highlight where it's bouncing straight from there right into our eyeballs, okay, into the camera, okay. And that's why, like, for example, on the top of his head, the highlight is not on the top part of his head, because if you look at this, if we turned him to the side again, like we did earlier, so if we look at this from the side, and this is kind of just a rough shape of his head from the side, then the light is not hitting the top and bouncing back to us. That angle doesn't really make sense, right? So just keep in mind that our eye, the camera, is going to be over here. And I'll do it in blue. So this is our eye from the side. Here's some eyelashes. Okay. So the light's not going to bounce from the top of his head and then straight back up into the air. It's going to come down and it's going to bounce at an angle back to us, okay? And that's what we're seeing here in this area. All right, so the light's coming down. It's bouncing off that angle right into the camera, or into our faces, however you want to look at it. So if we go back to this example from earlier, you can see there are some areas that are brighter than others, and some people can see this more easily than others, but you can see that this area here is a little bit brighter. This part of his nose, all of this stuff is brighter than the rest of it. And if you have a hard time seeing these areas, one thing you can do is run the mosaic filter in Photoshop, if you have Photoshop, or blur it in some other app, and these areas will kind of pop out a little bit more. So you can see how this and this and this is brighter than some of these other areas of light. So those are the planes of the face that are in a perfect position to direct that light right back to the camera. So this is a little bit easier to see with a planar face, this is just a model of a face where all the surfaces have been flattened into just their main surfaces. And so right now, if we put the light, say, the angle we were looking at earlier today, kind of behind him and facing us, then if you think about an imaginary line from the light source to his face, and then straight into our eyes. Okay, I can't really draw that, but imagine this coming straight into the camera here. Here's another eyeball. Okay, so at this angle, it's brighter here, and it's brighter on his nose, because at that angle, it's bouncing from the light off his skin right into the camera. Now, what you're going to notice is as I swing this light around, these areas are going to get a little bit darker, because the angle has changed. The angle of the light's changed. So if I start swinging this around, you can see that right about there, this is no longer the brightest plane. Okay. Now we've got right about here. Let's see if we go up a little bit. Now this is the brightest plane. Okay, because the angle changed. So now the light is sort of facing him a little bit the same direction we are, and again bouncing into our eyeballs. And you see this little rim line right here? It's a little bit brighter there. That's because that corner is, or that edge is where the light is bouncing from the face into our eyes, or into the camera. Same thing here. This area is pretty bright too. But as we swing this camera, or swing the light around, watch these different areas. You can see right now, this one's brightest, this one's second, and this one's darkest. But as I swing this camera, or the light around, so now that's more in front, now that's changed. Now this is the brightest one. These two are a little bit darker, and these are even darker still. because they're acting like reflective surfaces. They're acting like a mirror would, right? And we can see this if I continue to go on around, then now this one's the brightest and this one's darker. And this changes as we move it all the way around the eye, all the way around the head. And it works on the top, it works on the bottom. So if I put the light below him, then, sorry, I'm trying to do this left-handed and draw with my right, then you can see the light is hitting these areas that are facing that direction. The chin, the bottom of his nose, and the underside of his eyes, even this little area of his brow here, these are all planes that are facing down, you know, because if I turn this eye to the side, now the light is moving too, unfortunately, but you can see at this angle it's much more clear that, if I can line this head up, there we go. This angle is facing down, this one's facing down, this one's facing down. So when we bring this back around to the front, it's really obvious why that's happening. You really see it at this angle. So you're always going to think of which surfaces are going to mirror the light to our eyes the closest. So we'll look at an example in Procreate here. So all the highlights that I want to add, the important thing to know at this stage is I want to keep them limited to the areas that are already lit. Okay, I don't want to dip into the shadows anywhere at this point. Now this is just the way that I think about this. If you have a better way, that's fine with me too. But for this stage, I like to think of it as, you know, the direct light that I've already painted. That's sort of the boundaries of what I'm about to do next. So when I start in adding these hotter highlights, now I've just made a new layer, and this is in add mode. You can use screen mode or hard light or whatever kind of mode you like, but I like add mode or screen mode for this. It's also called linear dodge in Photoshop. So when I go in to paint these areas of highlights that I'm about to do, I'm thinking like, what are the edges of this guy's face that are going to grab the most light? And it's all the little areas, you know, along this edge here. I'm just going to be kind of rough with this here. A little bit of the nose, top of his ear, maybe his neck down here. Now any of this, of course, I'm just kind of roughing this in for you guys, but we could go in and we could blend some of this so it's not quite as harsh. Just using the smudge tool or the blend tool. But the important thing is to keep it, like I said, keep it contained to the areas that we've already lit here. So I'm not getting over here anywhere yet. You know, I'm keeping it contained to these areas that already have light. And if you want it to get a little bit harder, just keep on layering it in here. And again, of course, we can go in and we can smudge this up. If we want to hide our tracks, hide our brush strokes here a little bit. And the good thing is, working on a separate layer like this, if I wanted to go in later and change that color, I can just change the hue because I'm on a different layer. So I'm going to leave it. I still want it to be pretty warm, so I'm going to leave it right about there. So in the next lesson, we're going to keep on doing these highlights, but we're going to kind of break down how texture and how the surface texture of whatever you're coloring is going to affect that highlight.